Hello, beauties. Welcome back to the vlog. This week we have been talking about advice and support that I've asked for from you. Thank you so much. This week I've learned that fear is something that really is only in my mind and that it isn't real. Easier said than done to acknowledge and be aware of that all the time. That the intimidation I feel sometimes of reaching out to these bigwig people is also not real. That intimidation is certainly, I feel that, but that it's just the step of beginning. As soon as I start and I reach out, I can get through that. And that also came from you, and I really appreciate that. That I have value, and so do you, and that we have this worth that sometimes we forget we have. Someone told me that I'm often quick to deflect when someone tries to give me a compliment or to give me credit for something that I've done, and it's true because I don't think that what I've done or what I've accomplished happens alone. It happens because there's a wonderful team that I get to work with, and people who allow me to share my ideas, and people who make my ideas a reality and who help roll them out to the businesses and make them real. So it's not just me alone trying to do something, it really is a team. But yes, I have value and worth on my own, and I appreciate that. And to acknowledge that friendship is a big part of this, that having solid relationships, connecting with our friends and seeing them face to face is really important. One of the things I've joked about in the last couple of years as my life has gotten busier is that I really want to see my friends off of social media face to face. Like, it's not a friendship to be like, oh, I saw so-and-so on this email thread. No, that's not relationship building, and relationships are really important. They're such a huge part of the connection that keeps us feeling solid. So there's all of that. But really the biggest part here is just beginning. And I know I've said this many times on the vlog, and you're probably sick of hearing it by now, but sometimes I have to be reminded too that the first thing that you do is the first thing. And I don't have to do a whole list of stuff. I can just start with first things first. I can say, what's the first thing I want to do? Well, I have an idea and I want to reach out to a person. Well, I feel intimidated by reaching out to them. Well, I'm going to reach out to someone who's much bigger than me and bigger, almost untouchable, right? Like I said a few days ago. And if they respond, great. And if they don't, so what? Reaching out to someone who owns a company in Oregon and Washington then isn't as intimidating. But mostly I just want to say thank you. It is an interesting ride to have an idea that's all your own, and then to share that idea. I feel a little bit sometimes like sharing my idea has been like the movie The Hudsucker Proxy. And if you haven't seen it, go look it up. But much of the movie, the main character he draws a circle on the board, and he says, you know, it's for kids. And everyone's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You drew a circle. And much of the movie is this way, where he's like, but you know, for kids. And they're like, no, I don't know. It's a circle. He's like, but come on, you know, for kids. He's starting to get more flustered, and he's trying to share his idea. And it turns out he's invented the hula hoop. And it's a huge hit. And everybody loves the hula hoop. We all love the hula hoop. Even now as an adult, I'm like, God, hula hoop sounds kind of fun, right? But it's really hard to express an abstract idea that you have in your mind to a bunch of people who don't know what's in your head. Get them to believe in it. Go on a path. Risk and leverage all the things that you've built. Decide that you want to go in this direction, and then start rowing. And say, okay, everybody row in the same direction with me. That is hard to do. And so mostly I want to say thank you to our team here who's willing to come along this ride with me, follow this idea, and make it reality. For you as our supporters and my friends and advisors who listen to me and give me great support and advice and feedback, thank you. And if you're in the same spot where you're thinking, gosh, I don't know if I can do it, you can. You can. I'll see you next week.